Last season, you see their fans still fired up despite a winless season thus far, taking on the Memphis Showboats, looking to tack on victory number 2 against Bob Stoops' squad. Welcome inside Choctaw Stadium alongside Kirk Morrison. I'm George Sedano. Eric McLean and Ian Fitzsimmons will join us in just a second. And Kirk, this one is a de facto playoff game.
They were talking about championship week here in Arlington. The players are saying, look, we have to win today. We don't have an opportunity at any playoffs. It starts today for Arlington. Can they get that first victory of the season?
Oh, I don't think there's any question. They're looking forward to that. Let's take a look at the standings thus far in the UFL. And things are dire for both teams.
Yeah, so you're saying there's a chance, yeah? In Arlington, they're saying there's a chance. They think that they can win out, go 4-6, and have an opportunity to play for a conference title. Same thing with Memphis. They want to get off the 5-game losing streak. They're hoping today is the day they get their next victory.
And with Arlington, it has been tough luck losses. 3 losses basically at the buzzer.
All right, I don't even want to watch this. It's heartbreaking just for me to watch.
Yeah.
Last-second defeats, walk-off defeats for Arlington. Look, it's a 60-minute game. 59 minutes and 30 seconds have been what Arlington has done throughout the year. They just got to finish those last 30 seconds. Back in week 2, there's a walk-off field goal. We were here for the last one against DC. A last-second field goal after a converted 4th and 12 from the 28-yard line. And then last week, Michigan finds a way to win at the buzzer. Arlington, they got to play 60 minutes.
Let's go down in the field with Ian Fitzsimmons, who's with Bob Stoops.
Thank you, George. Coach, guys were just referencing so many close losses, some on the final possession. What was the point of emphasis this week to finish this game?
Yeah, as much as anything, we played pretty well. But we got to make plays down the stretch. The last couple minutes of the game, defense, offense, or special teams, you got to come up with key plays.
George, back to you.
Thank you, Ian. Now for Memphis, Kirk. A change at quarterback. Troy Williams gets the nod today.
You lose 5 games in a row, you got to make changes, and the changes will be Troy Williams at quarterback. You need a guy who can improvise a little bit. They've had their struggles on the offensive line this year in Memphis. Williams is the guy who they think can improvise, make some more plays, and possibly provide the spark this offense needs.
And with the new starting quarterback from Memphis, Troy Williams, here's Eric McLean.
Troy, the guys were just talking about how you can be a spark for this team. You can create some extra opportunity for the Showboats here. How will you do that today?
Just being myself, staying true to myself, believing in the guys, believing in the scheme, just having faith in myself, and putting it in God's hands and hopefully get a win today.
One thing that you and I were talking about yesterday, the Renegades are going to go man. They're going to press you. You were very confident in your wide receivers. Why is that?
Just being with these guys, through the whole time we've been out here, we got great talent on the offensive side, especially in the skill room. So with our receivers, I like our guys one-on-one versus anybody. It's going to be a tough day out here today. It's always holding and grabbing when you're playing pro ball, so just got to fight through it and make some big plays out here today.
Good luck, my man. Guys?
All right, Eric, thank you so much. And Troy will have to wait a moment, Kirk, to get ready to take the field because Arlington has won the toss and they will elect to receive.
Here we go.
Juwan Manigo will be back there. They call him Sonic. That's how fast he is. Here's our spread for today's game, courtesy of ESPN Bet. Arlington -6.5. Your over-under is 45.5. And you've seen that speed. We saw him when we were here a couple of weeks ago, as you mentioned, Kirk, against DC. Manigo, man, he is low to the ground, and he can go.
He is a spark plug. He is the guy that can really ignite the offense through special teams, that is. So they'll find ways to get Manigo the football, number 19, throughout this game.
The kickoff here by Matt Coughlin for the Memphis Showboats from his own 20. Manigo to receive at his 15. Cuts to the outside, looking for a room to run to turn the corner. He does, and out of bounds near the 45-yard line to the 46-yard line. Chased out of bounds by Habibi Likio. A 31-yard gain, and Luis Perez, the Spring King, Kirk, takes the field.
He is Mr. Spring. It's all about today, spacing and zones. That's what it's, a lot of zone defense that Memphis plays in the back end. And Luis Perez, a guy who just knows this offense inside and out. Can he find ways to get the ball out quickly?
He is the leading passer in the UFL this season. Devion Smith, the former Michigan man, to his right. And they'll begin their first drive at their own 46-yard line. A handoff to Smith, up the middle, spins near midfield to the 48. We've got some mics on some folks today. Here's who we're going to listen to.
Right, F. Casper. Okay, we're going Colt 3, X glance. On ready.
And that was Luis Perez, the signal caller.
He mentioned that X glance as his wide receiver to the left.
2nd and 8, man in motion. They fake and they hand it off up the middle to Devion Smith. And Smith will be 2 yards shy of the first down. A gain of 6.
It's about getting off to a fast start. And that's what Luis Perez understands. Moving the chains early, trying to get on the scoreboard early. They need to build a lead and be able to sustain a lead. And for Memphis on the opposite side, defensively, there's 2 things they got to do. They got to go out and attack the quarterback.
And Arlington with a change at quarterback, they do this a lot. Lindsey Scott Jr. will jump in from Incarnate Word. 60 touchdowns at Incarnate Word. A threat to run for sure. And they hand off up the middle to Smith, pushing the pile. He's going to be right at the sticks. And they're going to give him the first down.
Oh, that was close. That was close. TJ Neal, number 5. Nice job of playing off. He made the play. I thought we would have probably a measurement, but just enough for Arlington.
Smith 3 carries for 10 yards.
It was that extra effort at the end that got the first down.
Empty set here for Perez on first down. Perez, quick toss to the middle to Burnett. And Burnett picks up a nice chunk of change there. Kyrie Woods takes him down after a positive gain there.
You know, we talked Memphis to begin the game. Defensively, they have to affect Luis Perez. They have to find ways to get the quarterback off rhythm, off schedule.
7-yard gain, 2nd and 3. Now to Smith again. Smith breaking through tackles, gets into the secondary and gets across the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Nice block there by Marcus Minor. An 8-yard gain.
Just watch the center in the middle, Lucina. He gets up to that second level, just creating lanes for these running backs for Arlington. Devion Smith is the guy, but seeing Lindsey Scott come in from the quarterback position as well, they're going to find different guys who can carry the load. Day Hunter, running back, out for the rest of the season, so more guys stepping up for this Arlington Renegade offense.
An ACL injury for Day Hunter after a celebration on a touchdown last week. 1st and 10 here. Play action for Perez with time. Goes for it all down the field. It is almost caught, but could not be hauled in by Javonte Payton. Delrick Abrams Jr. slaps it away at the last moment.
Oh, nice job by Abrams Jr. That ball's in the air, and watch how at the end he attacks the football. See, the ball's going right into the hands of Payton, but he attacks the football, knocks the hands away, and was not able, or Payton was not able to corral that football. Nice job there by staying off and being patient was Abrams.
Payton with 2 drops last week.
Let's go.
In the loss to Michigan. 2nd and 10. After the deep shot, Perez over the middle to Canella, his tight end. Breaks a couple of tackles, still on his feet and down near the 15-yard line. Missed tackle there by Quentin Meeks of the Memphis Showboats, a 13-yard gain.
You got to love Sal Canella. He's one of the best targets for Luis Perez because he's a big target on the opposite side, and he just makes guys miss. He goes 6'5", 230, hard guy to bring down.
8th play of the drive coming here after the first down. Perez, quick toss again to Canella to the 10. A gain of 6. TJ Green brings him down.
54. Play at 54.
So we heard from Carnell Lake, the DC for Memphis, and Perez here.
I got to call timeout, yeah.
Run out of time.
How interesting is that? Just one slip in a play call, and it ruins the entire play, forcing them to call a timeout.
Well, we'll be back and see what Arlington comes up with on this 2nd and 4. We're scoreless early on here in Texas. Back to Arlington, the UFL is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. The right call to protect your home and car. Visit progressive.com. George Sedano, Kirk Morrison, Eric McLean, and Ian Fitzsimmons with you here in Arlington. And Ian is with Brady Olison, professional bull riding world champion. Ian?
Hey, George, don't short him. That's a world champion bull rider right here. Hey, Brady, when it comes to watching this game of football and riding bulls, give me any similarity that you can see between the game of football at this level and riding bulls.
Yeah, look, they got to move a 300-pound man against his will. And in my job, I have to stay on the bull's back against his will, you know, and he's roughly about 1,800 pounds.
You might have the harder gig. What made you get into riding that animal athlete that can weigh close to 2,000 pounds? What made you just get on the back of a bull?
Oh, you know, the same as a kid coming to watch this football game. You know, he wants to be a football player. For me growing up, we were going to the rodeo, so I got to watch bull riders.
You guys are out of your minds. George, back to you.
All right, and we'll have more on that as we went out there to check these guys out as Lindsey Scott takes a quick toss to the left side. It is complete to Jawan Manigo on the wide receiver screen. We had a fun time out there at the stockyards. We'll have more on that a little later. And we got to meet Brady Olison and that whole crew, but a world champion bull rider. We saw that bull up close, Kirk. That was a big boy.
You know, I'm still kind of scared. I had a bad dream last night how big that bull was. But, man, it was a fun time. And just truly embracing being down here at Arlington last couple of weeks has been awesome.
2nd and goal. Perez with plenty of time all day to throw. Tosses it to the flat, and Devion Smith taken down immediately by Delrick Abrams Jr., the Colorado product.
Oh, that's good red zone defense. Everybody just stood in their zone. Nobody bid on any of the in routes. Canelo had a one-man route. He was covered, and a nice job of tackling out in the open field. That's good red zone defense by Memphis.
Lindsey Scott still in the huddle. On 2nd down. Manigo in motion. Scott sidearms it. Touchdown to Canella. And the Renegades strike first. A 9-yard touchdown.
I want you to watch the tight end here, Canella, and watch what happens. You get the eye candy from the motion, but watch Canella. He just kind of backpedals. He sits and he just kind of fades back, kind of moonwalks his way into the end zone a little bit because so much attention was on the motion man, Manigo. No one covers Canella, and he backs his way in for a touchdown.
A 2-point conversion in the UFL. You can go for 1, 2, or 3. 1 from the 2-yard line, 2 from the 5, and 3 from the 10. Perez is back in there in an empty set. A 2-point conversion attempt. Pressure coming. Perez lofts one to the end zone. Caught by Tyler Vaughns for the 2-point conversion. And they cap off an 11-play drive that went 54 yards, 6 minutes and 16 seconds off the clock. Let's take one more look here at that 2-point conversion to Vaughns.
Oh, it's an outstanding job of just putting it at its highest point. Tyler Vaughns, this is what he did at USC. This is what I remember watching Tyler Vaughns go and high point the football. 2 hands up, go grab it, bring 2 feet down, and right back to the touchdown. Lindsey Scott finds the wide open Canella, who just backs his way into the end zone. That's a nice opening drive for the Arlington Renegades.
No doubt, and with Lindsey Scott in the game, we've seen a lot of running with Lindsey Scott. We saw a bunch of throws there.
Yeah, they have more plays. That's what we talk to the coaching staffs. More plays are in for that reason for Lindsey Scott.
And every score is reviewed from the U.S. Army Command Center with Mike Pereira and company, as you see on your screen.
Okay, let's see. Okay, we're focused on the left toe gets down, but the right foot does not seem to hit and doesn't drag until actually the foot hits on the inline. We're just looking one more time. Toe never gets to the ground, never drags. We are going to reverse this to incomplete and no score, no extra points. Okay, it's an incomplete
I will
pass.
say that. Thank you. I'll let everybody know.
Thank you.
After video review,
the 2-point try is no good. Foot on the line.
Foot on the line.
No two-point conversion.
Oh, that's always tough. Great effort, though, by Vons to try to get that last foot down, but you need two. Didn't get the drag. No toe drag swag on that one, but an unbelievable effort. And again, an outstanding drive for Arlington to start the game. You mentioned it, nice mix of run and pass. You saw two different quarterbacks. Canella, the tight end, really got involved. And that's what they talked about all week long. They're not hanging their heads on the record that they have.
Jonathan Garibay with the kickoff to Titus Swin inside his own 10. And taken down near the 30-yard line. Let's go down on the field to Eric McLean.
Guys, we've been dancing around this mobility all day long. We finally get to see it here from Troy Williams. And what does he bring to the game? Zone read, quarterback design runs. This is what you're going to see in the ability that he has to add to your playbook. You see the elusiveness, the ability to pick up the first down, and then just mobility in the pocket. Kirk, you know when you're running after these quarterbacks, if they're not fast and elusive, they're an easy target. That's not what he is today. Talking with him, his confidence, what he can bring, he thinks he can be a real spark, guys.
Troy Williams, not just a runner, though, EMAC, has an 82-yard pass to Dawood Davis this year. Longest pass touchdown in the UFL this year. And there's Davis on cue from Williams, out of bounds at the 41-yard line. A pickup of 7.
George, I think we got to get used to this today. Not throwing from the well, meaning Troy Williams not throwing from the pocket. He is going to get out to the outside. He's going to press some edges. You're going to see some sprint pass. You're going to see a lot of movement because his offensive line has been such a challenge protecting the quarterback throughout this season.
2nd and 3 for Williams. Blitz coming. And Darius Victor gets trips up due to the turf monster first, and then taken down by Vic Beasley. Eric McLean, I want to ask you about the struggles, though, with this Memphis offensive line this season and the switch to Troy Williams because of that.
Yeah, well, you look at, number one, cohesion. These guys don't get a big training camp, don't get those OTAs. And, you know, quite frankly, you're trying to figure out positions of need. You know, we rarely get scrutinized, man, we rarely get picked first where, you know, they're trying to get their skilled players. When you have a guy like this, though, the things that he does, I played with Deshaun Watson, man. He got out on the edge. He made everything easier for us.
3rd and 2, Williams over the middle to Davis, and he'll pick up the first down on a 3-yard gain.
The one thing about Troy Williams that we can talk about, he does also have a CFL background. So before he came to the UFL, he spent time in Saskatchewan. He spent time over in Edmonton. And we know the game up north in the CFL, it's quick release. It's get the ball out as quickly as possible. And that's some of the superpowers in which Troy Williams has.
And we know with his time at Utah, he's tough, because you know those Utah Utes are tough dudes out there.
Shout out to Kyle Whittingham and those Utes, those guys. There's a culture there.
1st and 10 from the 44, high snap. Draw play to Victor, who lowers his shoulder and picks up 5.
Right hash.
Markel Lee takes him down.
11 Benny. Hey, gun, dizzy right A, 51 Haas, F jerk. Gun, dizzy right A, 51 Haas, F jerk.
Here we go, we got gun, dizzy right A, 51 Haas, F jerk. Hold on, ready.
John DiFilippo, someone you are intimately familiar with, Kirk. We can talk about that a little later. 2nd and 5.
Blue Whitey!
Blitz coming. Memphis picks it up. The toss to Vinny Papali. Just short of the sticks, about a half-yard short. It'll be a 4.5-yard gain. Jamal Carter, the Miami product, brings down Papali.
Yeah, Papali was the jerk route. That's that last part of that indicator. Was if Papali gets that man-to-man coverage, he can choose the side he wants to go to, and the quarterback kind of reads Papali. That was a nice job there.
3rd and about a half-yard. Williams puts his head down, pushing the pile. Will pick up the first down and then some.
Left, F top, 36 swap plus, F Tommy. Gun, duo left, F top, 36 swap plus, F Tommy.
We got gun, duo left, F top, 36 swap plus, F Tommy. On ready.
Ball on the 43-yard line of Arlington. Papali in motion. The handoff to Victor on the right side, the stretch play. Victor lowers the shoulder, keeps the legs churning, and picks up a gain of 7 on the play.
Yeah, I love the window dressing, right? You get the top motion, everybody's looking at Papali, and then you get the good block by J.J. Wilson, 88, the tight end, to seal the edge. And remember, Darius Victor is more of a north and south guy. You kind of want him to go east and west if you're Arlington, but if you let him go east and west, you're going to put him on one of your corners, and it's probably not going to end well. Nice finish there by Victor.
They're going to give him 8, 2nd and 2 upcoming.
Blue Whitey!
He's a big dude, though, Victor. And he gets it again. Not much there. Still will be shy of the first down by about a yard.
Yeah, Victor goes 5'7", 230. He is a downhill wrecking
Okay, here we
ball.
go. Here we go. 21 veto, 21 veto, 21 veto, 21 veto, 21 veto. Hey, shop the gun, twins right, 35 Charlie. Shop the gun, twins right, 35 Charlie.
Here we go,
Shop the gun, twins right,
we got
35 Charlie.
The gun, twins right, 35 Charlie. 0-1, ready. Hurry up, hurry up.
9th play of the drive upcoming for Memphis. Tomasi Lalile checks in
Blue Lady!
along the defensive line for Arlington. High snap. Williams able to corral it, but he's getting stuffed, and he's going to lose yardage on that play. And a big decision coming up here for John DeFilippo.
And that's what drives coaches nuts, man. Drives them crazy. Because here you have an opportunity to get a first down and keep the drive
Here we go, 11
moving.
Vinny, 11
And
Vinny,
that's just a
11
bad snap.
It's 4th and 4. Kirk, can I kick it here? Kirk, can I kick it here?
Sure you can, Coach. I wish he
Kick
was
it,
talking
kick
to
it,
me, but-
kick it, kick it. I can't go for it. I'm 4th
And here
and 4
comes
here,
the
Doug.
kicking unit.
It's a great decision by Coach DeFilippo, but that third down play was nothing that Arlington did defensively. A botched snap goes up in the air, and that's a lost opportunity. So it now forces them to have to kick the field goal instead of sustaining the drive and hopefully going down to go get 7.
The wind coming straight across the field from the Arlington to the Memphis sideline. Memphis converting at a 92% clip this year, 11 of 12 on field goals, a long of 57. This one is up in the air and is good. A 54-yard field goal for Memphis, and they get on the board. 3-point game here in Arlington.
What's up, Ma? Happy Mother's Day from your favorite child. Just want to say thank you for being a superhero that you are to me and my sister. I love you. I hope you have a fantastic day today. And
Coming up at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific on Fox, the 6-0 Stallions host the 5-1 Battlehawks. Then tomorrow, our ESPN doubleheader is Panthers Defenders at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, followed by the Brahmas and Roughnecks. That last drive by Memphis that resulted in a field goal, 10 plays, 31 yards, 5 minutes, 48 seconds off the clock. But the mistakes have been there for both teams this season, and we saw one illustrated for us on that last drive, Kirk, for Memphis.
Yeah, that third down play, just the botch snap, ball goes up in the air. You're now forced to have to kick a field goal on 4th down. And you look for reasons why you're 1-5. You circle that play right there as one of the reasons why Memphis hasn't been on the opposite side of losing throughout the season.
Coughlin with the kick. Manigo receives inside his 15. Weaving through traffic and taken down at the 38-yard line. J.J. Wilson, the tight end, brought him down. What did you like from Luis Perez and company on offense last time?
Well, they were quick. They were decisive. It started with the run game, right? Davion Smith had a couple of nice early carries. They converted on a 3rd down, 3rd and short. And then Canelo, the tight end, when they got into the red zone. So see if they can repeat that on this drive right here.
11 plays, 54 yards for their touchdown on their last drive. Letty Brown checks in for the first time, was inactive last week. He's at the tailback position.
Sit up, 180.
The West Virginia product.
Sir, sit up.
Perez play action, goes over the middle, incomplete to Tyler Vaughns at midfield. Vaughns couldn't haul it in. Let's check in with Ian Fitzsimmons.
Yeah, George, I'm here with quarterback Lindsey Scott for the Renegades. You had the touchdown pass earlier. By the way, baseball in your background. That was very Mahomes-esque.
Yeah, a little shortstop in the background. Just got to make a play, you know.
All right, let's go, man. Take me through this possession here. Right when they come to line of scrimmage, here we go. Take me through it.
We got a duo play here. It's a little downhill run by the running back. We're reading. There's also RPO outside, a little smoke route, a little dart. We're reading. He just canned to power because the safety came down, so now we're running power the opposite direction. There it is, power, downhill, and, you know, get a positive gain there. But He did everything right that play.
All right, right now, what are you looking at as a quarterback as far as what play call? Oh, we got a man down here. Hang on. Let's go back up to George for a second.
Thank you, Ian. We do have a man down at the moment. We're checking to see. It's Letty Brown, the running back. As the trainers are checking on him.
Yeah, you mentioned, oh, there he goes.
Gets up on his own power, hobbling a bit, but jogging off the field. So that's a positive sign.
I love this insight there by Lindsey Scott, though, just giving you sort of the behind the scenes, the thought process from the quarterback.
Let's go back to Ian with Lindsey Scott.
All right, man, third and about a long 8 here. Lindsey, what do you got?
You know, defenses, at least Memphis, they like to go, they kind of show their coverages. They're going one high right here. We got a little pivot route by Sal right here. He's going to find some space. It's man, though, so Luis will probably, unless he checks. He checked to a man check, so he should be probably throw inside fade here to Sal. 14 might be coming. Yep, there's 14 coming. Yep, there's the man check right there on the inside fade, and there's a good ball. That's why 12 is 12. So
this guy might be a coach one day. 60 touchdown passes in FCS. That's a record. Thanks, Lindsey.
No problem.
Boys.
And what a completion there to Deontay Burnett. What a beautiful pass by Perez.
I mean, you couldn't have handed it to him any better if you're Luis Perez. That goes right into the breadbasket. But an outstanding job of knowing the coverage that Memphis was in and finding that man beater was Luis Perez.
A 22-yard gain down to the 39 of Memphis. Perez all day to throw again. Goes to the sideline. Completion there to Javonte Payton. Payton down to the 27-yard line.
I just love the thought process, though. The tools in the toolbox for these quarterbacks. Knowing the different routes that you have versus the coverages. You've got 2 high versus 1 high. So he had options with Canella on that third down previous. He also had the man beater, but you're just listening to guys who know the offense and have weapons at their disposal.
12-yard gain for a first down.
And we gotta go, we got 5. Here we go. Terrible, sit up.
The handoff to Devion Smith, breaking tackles and runs into his own man down at the 20, or if not, he could have had more, a 7-yard gain. Clock is winding down here on the first quarter. Lindsey Scott Jr. checks in at QB. But I think that will be the last play we'll see here in the first quarter. The Arlington Renegades leading 6-3 and driving here, Kirk Morrison.
Yeah, this is what they wanted. Had an outstanding drive number 1. They're on the verge again of going down and scoring on drive number 2. All Renegades to start this one.
6-3 here. George Sedano, Kirk Morrison, Ian Fitzsimmons, Eric McLean with you. Right now, Arlington doubling up time of possession and more than 3 times the yardage. Lindsey Scott is in the huddle at the moment. Luis Perez on the sideline, just outside the red zone. This is Arlington's 12th play in their opponent's territory. Devion Smith and Devin Darrington, who's active this week, both in the backfield with Scott. Scott keeps it, trying to get to the edge and taken down for a loss. Anthony Butler first on the scene, like a heat-seeking missile for Memphis.
Oh, it's all about patience. You gotta love patience. And when you have patience as a linebacker, just watch Butler. He's in the middle. Just watch how patient he is. I love this part of it. See how he's patient? He shifts, goes down, shuffle, goes down and go make a play in the backfield. That's outstanding linebacking play coming from a former linebacker. That's clinic tape, as we call it. That's clinic.
I wish the camera was on you. You were actually going through the motions up here.
That's clinic tape. You put that on, you show all the kids in high school in Pop Warner. That's how you do it.
3-yard loss. Perez back in there in an empty set on 3rd and 7. Perez with time steps up as pressure coming. Perez throws on the run to the end zone. Touchdown! Javonte Payton. A 24-yard pitch and catch from Perez to Payton, and Arlington puts up 6 more.
What a throw by Perez. This is what he worked on all offseason, is keeping the play alive. He's not known as a runner or a guy who gets out of the pocket, but he worked on it all offseason, and you're seeing the fruits of his labor. Get that ball out, and an outstanding throw and a catch by Javonte Payton for a touchdown.
A 2-point conversion attempt again. You can attempt a 1-point conversion from the 2, a 2-point conversion from the 5, and a 3-point conversion from the 10 in the UFL. Perez shifts to an empty backfield. Devion Smith on the near side now. Perez, quick toss to Canella. In for the conversion. 2 points tacked on. 14-3 Arlington. They cap off a 7-play, 63-yard drive with 3:44 off the clock. Let's take a look at that TD one more time.
And it's just basically improvising a little bit, extending the play. Luis Perez does a good job, but watch how he layers the football, giving Javonte Payton an opportunity to run underneath that one.
Shit, boy, I owe you one. I owe you one. Hey, hey.
The Spring King, Kirk. He is balling out already.
Yeah, but for Arlington, they've been in this situation before.
They're pushing the pile, gets the first down. A 3-yard gain for Darius Victor.
Left nasty, Y orbit. 75 stop, Rattler pump, X cross, halfback slow. Gun, trio left nasty, Y orbit. 75 stop, Rattler pump, X cross, halfback slow. Gun, trio left nasty, Y orbit. 75 stop, Rattler pump, X cross, halfback slow. Let's go.
That's a lot.
Hey, drag a line.
I need a wristband.
We're good. Here we go.
Well, they're going to have an orbit motion coming back.
1st and 10 from their own 41. Williams with plenty of time. Takes a deep shot to Papali, and it's intercepted. Papali deflected it into the arms of a Renegades defender. Going down the field is Teddy Adewusi, and out of bounds at the 24-yard line. It looked like it could have been picked off by an Arlington defender. Papali tried to knock it away, but did not knock it down, knocked it in the air, and Adewusi came up with it. A 47-yard return for the Renegades.
Yeah, the Renegades had this one all covered. They were on top, and they were basically covering 2 routes at the same time. I don't think Williams saw that the safety was a little bit deeper. He could have taken the underneath route, but this is where the Renegades found a ways. Tips and overthrows. Guess what, George? You got to get those. Renegades up 14-3. And look, if you're Troy Williams, you want to take this underneath route right here. But instead, he got a little greedy. He wanted to go to the tight end here or the wide receiver on the inside. But a nice job by Ajane Harris, who stays on top. He knocks the ball loose. It's in the air. It's intercepted. And then off and running are the Renegades. Sometimes you got a quarterback in for the start, and you say, I'm trying to get the big play, but sometimes take the easy play.
Come on! Go, Tenny, score! Yeah!
Adewusi, the 6th different Arlington player with an interception this season, and Arlington, their 3rd straight possession deep in Memphis territory. Play action for Perez. He's got a man open. It's Van Der Esch. Dives into the end zone. No, they're going to say down at the 1. Caleb Van Der Esch, a 23-yard gain and knocking at the door one more time for Arlington.
This is a difficult one because you have the fake screen and Kyrie Woods, the corner on that side. He was running after the screen, and yet you have the receiver going right, sneaking right behind him for the play. That's Van Der Esch. So a lot going on there, but Luis Perez,
strong right hip,
and finding
34 power king
the open receiver.
Great call by the official there on the sideline. His knee was down at the 1. 1st and goal at the doorstep for Arlington. And flags on the play. Jeff Heiser, our lead official.
First charge timeout. Memphis.
Y'all should have been
30 seconds in length.
Let's listen in to the Renegades goal line huddle with Luis Perez.
Look, they're going to replay it.
Oh. Hey, did we score?
Luis is still under the impression that they scored. He thought they scored on that play. So now he's got to regroup and go back to that play and just say, you know what, hey, this is a inside the 5-yard line play, not for a conversion of 1 or 2.
And again, Arlington a 6.5-point favorite. So looking to tack on to their current lead on 1st and goal.
Hey, come here. Come here. Hey.
They have 6 offensive linemen out there. A heavy set,
Secco,
Kirk Morrison.
Yeah, it's a big set.
34 power king on Secco. Ready? Here we go. Hey, we got to go. We got. Oh, no, we're good. We're good. We're good.
34. Run play to the right. 34.
Secco.
Seth Green at fullback. The
Secco,
tight
here we
end.
go. Sit on it.
Perez under center.
Wait.
Devion Smith gets the carry and into the end zone for the touchdown. The Michigan man celebrating with his team, and it's now 20-3 Arlington. Sometimes here today in Arlington with moms, including me as like a 6-year-old there on the left, with mom and grandma, abuela.
Ah, I see. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. It's a big weekend here in Arlington with
families are here.
Families are here.
Yeah, because for those that don't know, Arlington is the hub for all the teams.
Correct.
And then they fly to their prospective games that weekend, so Memphis didn't have to fly anywhere.
Their first time and only time that they will be in Arlington all week. No flights for the Memphis Showboats this week.
Garibay kicks it to Swen, fields it near his 5, trying to break to the outside, and taken down at the 34-yard line. Let's go down to Ian Fitzsimmons with Devion Smith.
All right, Smitty, you've been playing this game a long time. You've scored a lot of touchdowns. Take us through that last one.
This is your traditional power. Hey, down, and around. You pick up that puller. We've been practicing that a lot. I haven't touched the pay dirt a lot this year, but I've been waiting for that moment.
That feeling never gets old.
Never. It will never get old. Touching that pay dirt is like no other.
All right, the 2-point conversion looked very familiar. Take us back to last year.
First off, I want to say they used to call me Vic back in the day. Still got an arm, you know. But we ran that halfback pass against St. Louis last year. Same exact result. So I'm 2-0 on my passes for 2-point conversion. So, hey, man, y'all need a quarterback, let me know.
Hey, you need to ice that thing down? You good?
Nah, it still won't.
He put it on the money. He definitely put it on the money. A perfect pass there. Titus Swen with a 1-yard loss on that last play for Memphis as they try to answer. Arlington, by the way, their season high for points this year, 28 points. Week 3 when we were here against DC, 20 points already with about 42 minutes left in this one. 2nd and 11 from their own 33 for Troy Williams. Williams with time. Now he breaks the pocket. He's going to take off and run and slides just shy of the first down. And that's the element that Williams brings to this team.
You know, that was the expectation going into this game. With Troy Williams at quarterback, you're going to see more of this. Scrambling opportunities, getting out of the pocket. We haven't seen much of that because they haven't been able to sustain drives. They've had mistakes, or they got a first down and they threw the interception. So this is a drive that hopefully can calm things down for the offense of the Showboats.
Well, they're trailing by 19, so it's now or never. They need to get some points on the board quick. Darius Victor flexes out into the slot, empty backfield. Williams, pressure coming, throws off his back foot, incomplete. Intended for Vinny Papale near the sidelines. 4th down upcoming on 4th and 2, and the punt unit is coming out.
Yeah, that's a nice job by Jamar Summers. All he does is just play the hands. He's out of phase, so he's not even looking. He's just watching Papale, the wide receiver. Once Papale puts the hands up, Summers plays through the hands and knocks that football out. And that's a 3 and out for the Memphis Showboats.
Jamar Summers from UConn. First punt for either team today. Matt White to punt it for Memphis. And he boots one. Manigo to field it, fumbles it. And it's on the ground. Looks like it could be recovered by Memphis. And it is. And the Memphis Showboats get a break. Wes Saxton Jr. with the recovery, the tight end. But we have a man on the ground here. And the trainers are tending to him. Looks to be J.J. Wilson, the tight end formerly of Arizona State for Memphis.
Just mishandled by Manigo. And everybody's getting down there trying to find a way, and a little friendly fire, it looks like.
Saxton to Wilson. Collided helmet to helmet. And Saxton and all his teammates are checking in on J.J. Wilson, including John DeFilippo, their head coach. And he's moving now, which is a good sign, onto his knees. And getting up on his feet.
Welcome to the best seat in your house.
Say cheese.
The one with superstars, super teams, and super fans. Where fresh talent shows out, bats and scripts get flipped, and mics get dropped on the regular.
Yeah, that was fun. Y'all might need to come around more.
Welcome to the show. Sunday Night Baseball on Mother's Day. Braves, Mets on ESPN.
It's done. The goal of the year, part of the past. The celebrations, forgotten. The history. We're back to a blank slate, clean ice. All that matters now is what happens next. The Stanley Cup playoffs continue on ESPN.
The United Football League on ESPN.
Let's ball out, baby! This atmosphere, this crowd, these teams, electric.
How can you not love the access?
Man. Expect the unexpected, because you don't know what's going to happen. And a trick play.
A lot of razzle-dazzle.
It's mayhem.
Another nail-biter.
Build him the statue right now! How could you not love United Football League?
Week 7 of the UFL continues Sunday on ESPN and ESPN+.
Welcome back to Arlington. The Renegades leading 22-3, but they just turned the ball over on a punt by Memphis. And now the Showboats have the ball deep in Arlington territory at the 21-yard line. Could be the break that John DeFilippo's
hop
squad
the back
needs.
here, bud. Hop the back. Hop the gun gang left. 35 read. Z stud.
I love the hop the back. I mean, the back stops on one side.
Yeah, gang left. 35 read.
He'll just, he'll hop over. He'll go to the right side of the quarterback just to give a different look, but he's going to run to the left. Hop the back. There's the hop. Run to the left.
Victor swallowed up near the line of scrimmage. LaRon Stokes, the Oklahoma product, first on the scene.
Now, the only thing about that one is that sometimes you want to run away from the safety. When you don't run away from the safety, he's the extra defender that gets right in there. So he comes in late, boom, and he comes in unblocked, right? So that forces the running back to have to back up. He has to go to the backside, and that's one of the reasons why sometimes you have a quarterback that will kill the play at the line of scrimmage and go away from that down safety.
2nd and 10, Williams under duress throws it to the end zone, incomplete and out of bounds. Jamal Carter in coverage.
Nice job by Carter here at the end. It was a good throw by Williams. He hasn't had many opportunities to get the ball down the field. He just ran out of real estate. Davis not able to corral that ball in, and good coverage there by Carter.
And J.J. Wilson is back on the field. A good sign. He had gotten some friendly fire on the muffed punt by Manigo. He's on the right side of the formation. Williams on 3rd and 10. Williams in trouble. Dancing around the pocket now, heads to the outside, throws on the run, and it is complete. Yes, sir. He will have the completion and a first down to Jonathan Adams. A 14-yard gain was waiting for the officials' confirmation.
That is all Troy Williams. A little pirouette inside the pocket, then gets out, extends the play, and then gets enough on that throw to Adams for a first down.
And Bob Stoops may use his super challenge as the Renegades take a timeout. Let's bring in Mike Pereira from the U.S. Army Command Center. Mike?
Yeah, I'm looking at him with that challenge flag, and I'm going, please don't, please don't. No, don't waste the timeout here, because it was a clear catch. He had control, got both feet down, and then fell down out of bounds, maintained control, so it was a good, clean catch. And he didn't listen to me.
At it.
No, he's wasting a super challenge too?
No challenge.
He did not challenge.
No
okay, good. So he kept the super challenge.
Well, he heard you then, Mike. That's good.
He used the timeout because there was a lot of, it was chaos.
Mike, always a pleasure. Thank you for your help. First down for Memphis from the 7-yard line. First and goal. Williams standing tall in the pocket, now flushed out on the run. Flag on the play. He's going to tuck it and run, and taken down near the 10-yard line by Will Clark.
Holding 75 offense. They want to take it back?
Yes, they want it.
Holding offense, number 75. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
James Tunstall, formerly of Cincinnati.
Yeah, he's right here. But when you got a quarterback that holds on to the ball this long, it's difficult for any offensive line. And you got two guys trying to block, but at some point, if you're Troy Williams, it has to be decisive. If it's not there on the first, he's got to take off and go. That's just hard. This has been a challenge all year long for Memphis' offensive line trying to hold up. If it's not there right away, Williams got to make a decision to either take off and run or throw that ball away.
First penalty for either team. Memphis only 41% conversion rate in the red zone. Williams keeps it and tripped up inside the 15-yard line. Devontae Lambert took him down.
Hey, wristband 106, the Tampa Waipoko patch, alert arrow pump. Wristband 106, 106. Here we go.
Anytime you hear pump, just letting the quarterback know you're trying to find ways to create space. So you show an illusion of one play, the pump hopefully gets you a little bit more space on the route.
Second and goal from the 14. Williams over the middle, touchdown! Daewood Davis, one of the leading receivers in the UFL, a 14-yard catch. And Memphis inching closer.
I just talked about how do you create space down here in the tight quarters. Watch the route though. Davis is going to come in here and he stutters his feet and then takes off, and that's the route. Watch how he comes in. He's going to stutter his feet just a little bit, throws the defense off, and that's how he's able to get behind the linebacker, and a nice throw from Williams for the touchdown.
They capitalize on the turnover. 5 plays, 21 yards, 2 minutes and 42 off the clock. A 2-point conversion attempt here for Memphis. From the 5-yard line, a 2-point conversion. No kicks, no extra points. And Williams tripped up and landed on there. And that'll be the end of that conversion. St. Amour, the man who fell on Williams as he gets tripped up.
It's quarters. Just
it's quarters, you got to throw it right away.
Quarters coverage.
One more look at the TD by Memphis.
Yeah, just again, it was just Troy Williams. That was the guy he was going to the whole way. And that was his best throw, I think, of the day, because he had to layer it over the linebacker. It's a nice job there by Troy Williams.
Let's go to Eric McLean with Troy Williams. We'll check in with Troy after the kick.
Yeah, I think Coach DiFilippo is just, remember, this is his second start for Memphis. So you're going to get a lot of coaching on that sideline. That 2-point opportunity was missed because they had a quarters coverage, so you got to know where you're going with the football. When you hold off, that's what I say, I wanted to see more decisive plays from Troy Williams. When you're not decisive, you're trying to hold off, trips on his own feet, and missed opportunity to get 2 extra points.
But they've struggled in the red zone. 8 conversions out of 18 tries. So this is at least a positive step. And they're still in this one.
You're always in this one.
Yeah, well, I mean, we saw it firsthand.
Yeah,
when DC came back down double digits with nearly 90 seconds to go. Joe Powell makes a man miss. He cuts towards the outside and taken down at the 46-yard line in Arlington territory. Shelton, the man that brought him down. And Arlington back in business right away. And let's go to Eric McLean now, down on the sideline.
Troy, we just saw you talking with Coach there pretty extensively. What were you guys going back and forth about?
Just going over the base rules. I thought I had a look. I like the leverage to the flat on my running back. But Coach just reminded me, just stick to the game plan, stay to your rules. Still play football at the end of the day, but if you ever, get confused or if you don't like the look, just stick to the rules.
I love the way you extended that play earlier, 3rd down, get it going for your team. We talked about that mental clock. Walk through me what you were thinking when you got close to that sideline.
Just trying to extend and look for the open guy, like we talked about the other day. Keeping my eyes up when I get out of the pocket. If I have a guy, then take it. If not, then just get what I can with my legs and be smart with my body.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, EMAC, with Troy Williams. A 41-yard kick return for Arlington, and now a 3-yard gain to Sal Cannella. 2nd and 7. Darrington at tailback gets a carry and taken down with a purpose at the 40-yard line by Jordan Ferguson, who's basically been the best defender for Memphis this season.
Yeah, he's going to be a guy that's going to get some looks from NFL squads after this UFL season is over. He's been a mainstay for this defense of Memphis. Mr. Consistency on that side of the ball for them.
3 sacks on the season. 22 sacks coming into today, or 22 tackles rather coming in today.
Empty.
3rd and 5 for Perez. Perez 9 of 11 for 107 yards. 3 for 3 on 3rd downs. Floats one for Cannella, make it 4 of 4 on 3rd down.
Wow.
Drops it in the bucket, but a flag on the play.
Wow, they're going to call OPI. Oh, they're going to call OPI, but what a throw from Perez. So you got the defender saying that was a pick route.
We'll back him up. Here we go. Pass interference. Offense, number 21. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Deontay Burnett.
So it's Deontay Burnett. He's going to come in here. I'm sorry. Wait. No. We're going here. He's going to come in here, which allows Cannella here. Let's see if that's the route that we got. It's a stop. It's a pick route. Yep, they're going to call that every time. Every time they're going to call that route because, yeah, Burnett who comes in and kind of picks off the defender who had Cannella. But, man, it was a great throw from Luis Perez, though.
Perfect pass.
Perfect pass. It's the recognition of the man coverage.
First penalty for Arlington. They back him up to midfield. 3rd and 15.
Gotta go. Terrible, sit up.
Perez launches one down the field, but flutters it short of Javonte Payton. He wants a flag, and no flags are on the way to rescue him.
Yeah, that pass was underthrown.
He couldn't have caught it, right?
He wouldn't have been able to catch it. Again, our guy Jordan Ferguson, creating pressure and not allowing Luis Perez to step up in the pocket and deliver that one on time. That's a nice job by Memphis here defensively. Like, they gave up the big return, and then they were able to get off the field. So that's a nice job there by Memphis defensively. We haven't talked about this defense much today. That's a positive series for them.
Former Raider Marquette King set back to punt. First in the UFL in punt average this season. Skies one. And bounces into the end zone. And Marquette King, not only a great punter, but a musician as well.
Summer nights. Summer nights. Summer nights.
Summer Nights, man, that's a catchy jam right there.
Oh, he's getting ready. He's getting ready for the Summer Nights already. Marquette King, a man of many talents. He's another guy that could be punting in the National Football League. Long-time punter, was an all-pro in punting as well. So making his name still be known here in the UFL.
So Troy Williams and company take over at their own 25-yard line. Arlington showing blitz and then backing up. Williams launches one deep down the field for Davis. Incomplete, but a flag on the play as Davis slowed down for the ball, and a lot of contact there. Darren Evans 24. In coverage.
Pass interference. Defense, number 24. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
Just got there a little too early. And the reason why it's pass interference, because the ball was underthrown.
Yep.
Had that been a better football, you probably had an opportunity for a touchdown or a big play. But because the ball was underthrown and then having to readjust his body, Darren Evans got caught up to the ball too quickly. And that's where the pass interference came in.
Ball on the 40 now. Darius Victor in the backfield. Takes the handoff, trying to bounce it outside. Not much there. No gain for Victor. Here's the Week 8 United Football League schedule. Saturday, the Showboats and Panthers are on Fox at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. Then the Roughnecks square off against the Stallions on ESPN2. Then Sunday, it's the Defenders Battlehawks at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on ABC, followed by the Renegades and Brahmas on Fox. George Sedano, Kirk Morrison, Eric McLean, Ian Fitzsimmons with you here in Arlington. The Renegades with a 22-9 lead, but Memphis inching closer. Williams, clean pocket, launches one down the field again, and this one is not hauled in. D. Anderson had it for a moment, but could not tuck it in. Darren Evans being tested again on the boundary, the corner for the Renegades.
You talk about learning your lesson. D. Evans was able to stay on and just finish all the way to the end. D. Anderson just couldn't corral it all the way through. He couldn't complete the process of the catch, and Darren Evans playing all the way through to the ground. That's an outstanding play. Hopefully he makes up for the penalty he had a couple plays later, but that's an outstanding job of Darren Evans staying on top and finishing to the end.
3rd and 10 for Troy Williams and the Memphis Showboats, and a whistle.
Delay.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Memphis going the wrong way now. They'll back him up 5 yards. What have you made of Williams thus far, Kirk?
Well, you can see his confidence is growing. You know, the last drive, got the touchdown, and you can just see the confidence continuing. How many times have we now seen on this drive? He's thrown deep a couple plays, so they're trying to push the ball down the field a little bit. But everything is going to be quick, sudden.
James Tunstall on one knee. They're checking on him. With Troy Williams, when we spoke to Doug Martin, their offensive coordinator, as Martin gets back on his feet, he talked about getting comfortable with changing plays and protections at the line of scrimmage, but we know about his athleticism. But he talked about how he moves in the pocket well and extends those plays to what you referenced. But he said, hey, he's a great decision maker.
Right.
Great passer, sees the field from the pocket, and great anticipation as well.
Yeah, but the one thing he said, he's got a passion for playing football, the passion for playing this game. And you think about a lot of the roads a lot of these players have traveled to get to this point. He's played a lot of football. He started at Washington. He went to Santa Monica College, and he goes to Utah. He loses out on the job at Utah to Tyler Huntley, who's in the National Football League. Then he goes into the CFL. Then he comes to the USFL last year, and now he's starting here in the UFL. So consistency from Troy Williams as well.
3rd and 15. Williams Fires one to the sideline. It's caught by Daeward Davis. He's going to pick up the first down and then some as he gets into Arlington territory, down to the 38-yard line. A 27-yard gain for Williams, and there's that confidence you were talking about, Kirk.
Yeah, this is one of those plays where he just keeps it going and keeps his eyes downfield. You get the big play, you get right back on the line of scrimmage while the defense is on their heels.
Williams, play action. He's going to run it and picks up maybe a yard or two. Will Clark chased him out of bounds.
Well, I don't think that you can ignore the fact that this offensive line for Memphis all year they couldn't block, they couldn't protect. Troy Williams right now showing, hey, just give me the ball. Turn into a little backyard football in the second quarter.
Coming up at 4 Eastern on Fox, the 6-0 Stallions host the 5-1 Battlehawks. Then tomorrow, our ESPN doubleheader, Panthers Defenders at noon Eastern, followed by the Brahmas and Roughnecks. George Sedano, Kirk Morrison, Eric McLean, Ian Fitzsimmons with you here in Arlington. The Renegades with a 22-9 lead against the Memphis Showboats, but they are driving at the moment at the 38-yard line of the Renegades. 2nd and 10 upcoming, and Troy Williams getting loose at quarterback as he gets the start today over Case Cookus. 7 of 11 from Troy Williams for 78 yards and a touchdown. Williams stays in the pocket, finds his man on a crosser. It's D. Anderson again, and he picks up enough for the first down. Nope, he'll be just shy, it looks like, by a couple of yards.
Watch this block right here by Victor, though. You talk about stoning a guy in the huddle. I mean, right there at the line of scrimmage. Just that's how you protect your quarterback. You get the running back stepping up in there in the line of scrimmage. Get rewarded for the nice big block there, Darius Victor.
3rd and 3. Wilson in motion at tight end. Play action. Williams throws on the run, overthrows his target, Jonathan Adams. Delonte Hood in coverage. Had Adams, because Adams had a step on Hood.
No, he had a first down. He didn't need to make the throw. That's a 3rd down play. You're just trying to get to the sticks, get the first down, keep the chains moving. And I think that he looks to the sideline, and they're saying, why didn't you just run it? Go get the first down. We'll come back to that play. That's a missed opportunity there for Troy Williams, and now you got a 4th down.
Memphis this season, 1-7 or 1-4-7 on 4th down conversions. Williams overthrows his target, Anderson, and Arlington holds. Turnover on downs.
I think Williams, he goes back to that 3rd down play and said, you know what, I missed the opportunity. We had the first down, and I didn't go get it.
So this is now twice mistakes have cost Memphis. There was that high snap early in the game in the first quarter where they get stuffed.
Yeah,
and then this play here on the 3rd down where he had a lot of green in front of him and he decided to throw it.
It's just mistakes. I think he's trying to do a little too much, and that's what I think Coach DiFilippo was telling him earlier.
First down.
Just know your rules and just
Especially
go play.
You know what we're trying to do is not give them the ball back for the half. Okay? All right, man.
That's a great point. He said, look, we don't want to throw an incomplete pass. We want to keep the chains moving, so why not stay in bounds? So the same thought process DiFilippo is just explaining to his quarterback.
7 plays, 44 yards, nearly 3 minutes off the clock, but no points. Perez in the pocket, fires one, dangerous pass, incomplete. DJ Daniel with good coverage there on Javonte Payton. I get what he saw, though, because Adams was open. He did have a step, but to your point, take the easy play.
Well, there's also, too, situational awareness. I think Coach DiFilippo said it right there. Situational football. We don't want to throw the ball right there. Why not convert the first down,
right,
and then keep the chains moving? Now we can allow the clock to bleed down and play a game of keep away. We don't want Arlington to have the ball back. Let's keep it going to the half and make our corrections.
Especially with the leading passer in the UFL on the other side. Perez over the middle to Burnett underneath. A short gain on 2nd and 10. It'll be 3rd and somewhat manageable.
Hey.
McFadder in coverage.
63. Here we go. Terrible, sit up.
3rd and 7 for Perez. To the sideline for Vaughn's perfect pass there to the sideline. Another first down for the Arlington Renegades.
That's his go-to guy. It's Tyler Vaughns and those deep out routes, and it's Sal Cannella, the tight end, in between the hash marks. So you got to know who should we double, where should we be at. It's a nice job there by quarterback receiver being on the same page for the first down.
Let's keep listening to Luis here, commanding the offense.
Here we go. Come on. You're saying. Terrible, sit up.
Play action, Perez on the run, lofts one to Cannella, makes a man miss, and hops out of bounds near midfield.
The more and more I watch Cannella, to me, I think he has an opportunity to play at the National Football League level.
Out of bounds.
I know he's a 27-year-old tight end, but he's got to be on somebody's roster because the way that he is such a mismatch and the way that he's used, this is the NFL style of game that Sal Cannella has.
6-yard gain, he makes plays, there's no doubt about that, and he's got a great connection with Perez.
Terrible, sit up.
2nd and 4, Perez under pressure, hit as he throws, and it's caught by Devion Smith, and then he gets up smartly and dives forward for the first down.
It's our guy again, Ferguson. We keep talking about him. He keeps just making plays.
Holding on 42.
You say they're holding Ferguson because he's in the backfield almost every single play, affecting that last play.
Under a minute to go in the first half. First down for Arlington. Sidearms one to Burnett. Burnett stood up at the 39-yard line. A gain of 3. Let's take a look at that last play here.
Did you catch it?
Timeout on the field. What did you think? Was it holding?
I wouldn't say it was hold. He got there right on time, but I don't know if it was a hold. But sometimes the quarterback's got to throw it blind, right? He's throwing it. He knows he's going to get hit. He goes down to the ground, and instead of saying, help me up, what's the first thing he says? Hey, did he catch it?
Hey, are you okay now? No. Are you?
Let's check in on the huddle here for Arlington.
Like run. Okay. Huddle. Yeah. Hey, 2nd and 7. We got to be ready to clock it if he's in bounds. Actually, no, we don't. We got to hurry up to online, though.
I love the communication there, right?
Triple
understanding
right.
what we got, 36 seconds left, no timeouts. Being able to, hey, if we don't get out of bounds, being able to clock 52.
It. X go, Z axe. Onto ready. Flat. Hey, TV, switch.
By the way, if you got the over on this, you want to score here in some way, shape, or form.
Hey, Sal, here we go. Gotta go.
Even though you're sitting pretty at the moment. Perez, 2nd and 7. Finds Devion Smith.
In bounds.
And he is in bounds. The clock will continue to roll. Delrick Abrams Jr. with a good tackle on Devion Smith to keep him in bounds.
Viper. Hey, here we go, 62.
Under 20 seconds.
Through.
3rd down and 7. Perez over the middle to Smith. He's got to get down. And he is down, but the clock stops there on the first down. They go to college rules under 2 minutes. Clock is now winding, and they spike it with 3 seconds to go. Give themselves a shot at a field goal here by Jonathan Garibay. So again, the rules under 2 minutes. You go to the college rules. Good play there. You still had the middle of the field, and they executed well.
Yeah, it's not a bad job by Memphis. You realize they don't have timeout, so anything caught in the middle of the field, you want to go rally and tackle. You just want to give up that many yards. But a nice job by Perez seeing that and getting enough for a field goal opportunity for your team.
Jonathan Garibay, a 39-yard attempt. They're 11 of 13 this year as a team. And timeout Memphis. Trying to ice the kicker.
Well, he had a couple timeouts extra. You can't take him to the second half, right?
Can't keep him in your pocket.
Can't keep him in your pocket. Might as well use him. Try to keep this score right there. at 22-9, hopefully. Go in and regroup. We've seen some positives from the Memphis offense in that second quarter.
And you know John DeFilippo well. He was one of your coaches in Oakland.
Absolutely, with the Raiders, when he was a young up-and-coming quarterbacks coach. And watching him, and most known for what he did with Nick Foles in that year the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
39-yard attempt for Garibay. The kick is up, and it is good. Tack on 3 more for Arlington. They're 6.5-point favorites, and they lead 25-9. Let's go downstairs with Ian Fitzsimmons, who's got Bob Stoops.
Coach, points before the half, they're invaluable. What does that mean to your team going into this half?
Yeah, it's big. You know, Luis had orchestrated. He calls all his plays in these 2-minute drills. He took us down there and got 3 points. That helps.
What's your message to your team to finish this game?
You know, obviously we haven't finished some games, so hopefully we'll come out and play our best half this coming half and play our best fourth quarter.
Appreciate you, Coach.
All right, thanks.
George, Kirk.
All right, thank you, Ian. Arlington trying to end an 8-game regular season losing streak. A season high for points in the first half with 25. They lead 25-9 against the Memphis Showboats. It's our halftime score. Can they get Bob Stoops' 200th victory in his career and their first of the season? We'll find out in the second half, but we'll be right back after the break. 5-9 lead against the Memphis Showboats. The Renegades looking for their first victory of the season, a de facto playoff game between these two teams. Mathematically still in it at the moment. And the Renegades have had some tough luck in the second halves this season. 3 losses at the buzzer for Bob Stoops' squad.
We don't have to talk about what they talked about at halftime, right, George?
Oh, no, finish.
Yeah,
right.
finish,
Yeah,
right?
that's simple. Yeah, come on.
At halftime, everybody probably looked at each other and said, look, fellas, let's finish. We don't let off the gas until there's 000s on the clock, meaning that this game is over. They've had way too many heartbreaks this season so far, and just to get a victory, it's going to be huge for Arlington.
3 to be exact, 3 losses by 1 score or less. They lost to St. Louis, the Battlehawks by 3, DC by 1. We were here for that, and Michigan by 1 last week. Titus Swen returning and taken down. There's a flag on the play as he's taken down at the 33-yard line.
Foul. Ball. End of the runs there. What was the number? 52. During return. During return, holding, receiving team, number 52. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Here's our opportunity to check in on our friends at ESPN Bet. Again, pregame, Arlington was a 6.5-point favorite. After the first half, it's up to 8.5. Or excuse me, after the first quarter was up to 8.5, and currently minus 15.5 if you want to do some live wagering on ESPN Bet.
There it is. Something to keep an eye on.
Troy Williams and company. High snap to Papali to the outside, and Papali tripped up after a short gain. Let's check in with Ian Fitzsimmons.
Guys, at kick, I would not have touched the 6.5 with Arlington, being the favorite in this game. 15 right now?
15.5 right now.
I might get invested in Memphis.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking the same thing because I want to see what the second half brings out.
Well, second halves have not been kind to Arlington. So there's that, yeah.
So we shall see what happens in the second half. I want to see more of Troy Williams utilizing his legs, maybe some more called quarterback runs to put pressure on the defense.
They're 12 points away from the over at the moment as well. Williams, quick toss to the boundary to Davis. Davis picks up the first down as he goes out of bounds at the 35-yard line. A 9-yard gain.
That's a nice throw. That is a nice catch.
351 steer, Whitey. Gun, dizzy left, D. 351 steer, Whitey.
Davis now 5 catches, 61 yards. One of the best receivers in the UFL this season. Empty backfield for Williams. Quick toss to Papali on the run, down the sidelines, picks up another first down and out of bounds near midfield.
Is this the adjustment, George? Is this the adjustment for Memphis? Meaning that they're going into empty sets and allowing him to see the rush? Now, it does keep your quarterback susceptible to those types of hits. But right now, we're seeing a lot of spread, a lot of empty, allowing Troy Williams to see the rush, see what's in front of him, and giving him more options to go with the football.
A 16-yard gain and allowing Papali to make some yards after the catch.
Again, another empty formation.
Williams with 113 yards, a high snap, able to corral it, throws one low to Papali. He picks it up and stays on his feet, moving forward, picking up the first down. An 11-yard gain for Papali.
Well, it could have been disastrous, right? You get the box snap, but watch the concentration of Troy Williams. Gets that football back in, throws it to Papali, who goes down and gets it, has the awareness to get up and keep going. That's another first down on his drive for Memphis.
And you know that name, Papali, Vincent Papali, his father. You probably saw Mark Wahlberg play him in a movie. 34 yards and 4 catches. Another high snap. Williams corrals it again. Now he's going to tuck and run and picks up a nice chunk of change there. About a 6-yard gain.
Still 11. Okay.
Sub.
Toby, away, Ram 1.
Toby away, Ram 1. Toby away, Ram 1.
Hey, let's go. Challenge him now.
Let's go.
Hey, middle safety. Get deep. Watch number 2.
Okay, middle safety get deep. So they're going to go a little man-to-man, tight man-to-man coverage.
Right here.
Watch the deep safety in the middle of the field.
Empty.
The running back Swen in motion. Now he gets back in the backfield to the right of Williams. They swing it to Swen, and Swen gobbled up in the backfield. A loss on that play of 1. Donald Payne, the man on the scene for the Renegades.
It's good communication by these linebackers. So you get 2 linebackers here. If the running back goes to your side, you take him. But if he goes to your side, you got to go make the play. That's nice communication there by Donald Payne. See, he's communicating. Oh, back to my side. He's my guy. And he goes and makes the tackle.
Let's listen to that communication. All right, 3rd tackle for loss there.
I love that communication. Though sometimes it's just a hand point. You got him, I got him. Nice job there.
Williams, quick toss. This time to Adams, complete near the sticks. He's going to be just shy, about a yard shy of the first down. Got 11 yards on the play there. Darren Evans able to bring down the big man, Jonathan Adams, 6'3", 220 out of Arkansas State.
Crucial 4th down right here.
Yep.
Tempo.
Williams under center. He's going to toss it on the option. Victor trying to get there. And it looks like he did not. Another stop for Arlington. Tenny Adewusi, who had a big interception earlier, now makes the big stop there.
Coach Bill Belichick talks about it all the time. DYJ, do your job. An outstanding job of everyone being in place, corralling over the football. Renegades, turn it over.
Clock is ticking. I'm hyped up at the college football playoff expansion. We're going to 12 teams, Kirk.
CFP.
Yeah.
CFP.
Top 4 get a bye.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest, they got to play it out. Here are your key dates. First round, December 20th and 21st. Quarterfinals, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Semifinals a week or so after that. And the national championship day will be on Martin Luther King Day. Martin Luther King Jr. birthday and celebration day.
I can't wait, man. That's going. Woo! The expansion of the playoff. We wanted it. We got it.
Perez to the air. Peyton wide open. Spins out of trouble. Staying on his feet. Dragging defenders. A flag on the play. A big gain, but we'll see if the flag holds up.
59, legal block in the back. Spot's good. 10 yards from there, we're good. Illegal block in the back. Offense, number 59. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Adrian Ely with the infraction wipes out a 22-yard gain.
A little blocking. Okay, down the field. Ely can't do that. Right there at the point of the catch. That's good hustle for the tackle to get down there by the receiver. So trying to help out his guy, make a block. Just if you can't see the name in the front or the numbers in the front, you got to lay off.
That one was an easy one for the officials.
Here we go.
First and 7. Handoff to Smith, and Smith right up the gut, stays on his feet. It's a foot race, and Smith dragged down inside the 25, down to the 21. TJ Green and Delrick Abrams Jr. brought him down, but Devion Smith with a 46-yard run for the Renegades.
It's just will and want to. The will to not get taken down, the spin move, and just to keep going. Devion Smith continues to show why he's one of the best backs in the UFL. He's got a motor, keep going. I remember the conversation he had with us, right, George? He talked about it. I'm going to keep going till my body won't let me do it anymore.
Gotta go.
29-year-old running back. He says, look, just because I'm approaching age 30, I still feel like a young man. We saw that young man come out right there.
First charge timeout. Arlington.
Devion Smith with 7 carries, 71 yards now after that long of 46. He was 6 for 25 before that. Today on the UFL, more action coming up. The Battlehawks and Stallions at 4 Eastern on Fox. Then tomorrow, Panthers, Defenders at noon Eastern on ESPN, followed by the Brahmas and the Roughnecks.
The first game in the state of Alabama for A.J. McCarron since his days at the University of Alabama. That's a big one coming up. Stallions and Battlehawks coming up later today. That's going to be fun.
I mean, the state of Alabama, we know they love their football. They're looking to see if they get back into the CFP with a new coach. Kalen DeBoer now, Nick Saban working for us. We'd love to have Coach Saban here. Perez to Smith again. Smith makes a man miss, stays on his feet, and inside the 10-yard line. Another first down for the Renegades.
Those are just check downs, right? Those are option routes by Smith, who gets one-on-one with the linebacker, TJ Neal. He gets a little move, gets to the outside, and catch and go.
12-yard gain.
Poke right off A, Ali 5 lock. Let's go. X dart pump. On top, ready? Access.
And if you took that live bet of minus 15
Gotta
and a
go,
half,
let's go.
You are hoping for a score here.
Here we go. Sir, sit up.
Perez floats one to the end zone. It is caught. No, incomplete. Kyrie Woods, but a flag on the play.
28
Woods
was it
is
in the end
coverage.
zone? Pass interference in the end zone. We'll put it to 2.
Pass interference. Defense, number 28. The penalty took place in the end zone. The ball be placed at the 2-yard line. First down. Correction, the ball be placed at the 1-yard line.
Kyrie Woods, the San Diego State product, Kirk Morrison, just like yourself.
I know. This is just a perfectly thrown ball, though. It's not really much that you can do if you're Kyrie Woods. Maybe he tries to look back, but he plays through to the ball. I don't know if I really see pass interference. That ball's kind of thrown to where
John DeFilippo has his super challenge.
Yeah.
He wants to challenge that.
I'm thinking about it myself because I don't know if that's pass interference.
Lindsey Scott checks in at quarterback now. And into the end zone, touchdown. Devion Smith right up the gut. And the Renegades are in firm control.
Well, that's just power football. Remember, they went on the right side earlier. They went with the power. This time they come back with a run to the left. A little hopscotch in the backfield by Devion Smith into the end zone.
A 1-point conversion from the 2-yard line in the UFL. You can go for 1 point from the 2, 2 points from the 5, and 3 points from the 10. Lindsey Scott still in there at quarterback. And again to Smith. And Smith is stopped at the 1-yard line. No conversion for Arlington. Smith, 8 carries, 72 yards, 2 touchdowns. A 46-yarder was the longest for Arlington this season, and he caps it off right there.
7:46 to go in the third. Arlington leads Memphis 31-9, and I'm here with a hero, a man who allows us to sleep at night. 40 years in the U.S. Army, Sergeant Major Randall Pritz. First, thank you so much for your service and protecting this great country of ours. What made you enlist in the Army and join this remarkable brotherhood?
So when I was 17 years old in high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. So with the support of my family, I joined the Pennsylvania Army National Guard back in 1983. And during that time, I was part of an organization that was a lot bigger than who I ever was. And I've absolutely enjoyed the camaraderie, the team cohesion that the Army has provided me over the last 40 years. During the middle third of my career, I learned a lot of things in the Army: leadership capabilities, how to be a leader. And during that time of my mid-range NCO career, I really just wanted to give back to the Army and to the soldiers that were below me, to watch them become better and be a better version of who they are and of themselves. And now that I'm in the last third, I'm about 15 months away from calling this career retirement. I've had the blessing of being a command sergeant major at many different levels, and to be able to secure the enterprise and to affect change, in our soldiers, and to give back to them everything that I've enjoyed throughout my career, sir. 6
deployments. God bless you, man.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank
George?
you very much, sir.
Thank you, Fitzy, and thank you again to all the great men and women who defend this country. The UFL brought to you by the U.S. Army, and we see those men and women here every week. Williams in trouble. Smartly throws it away as he gets out of the pocket. Pressure there by St. Amour for the Renegades. The Renegades, by the way, a season high for points at the moment with 31 already, and plenty of time left in this one. Meanwhile, Memphis, their recent struggles continue. Now been outscored by 91 points in their last 5 games. That includes today, Kirk.
Yeah, it's been a season in which they almost want to forget. It's just been tough, and they've been knowing that they've had to rebuild this roster. This is a roster rebuild in Memphis. They're just trying to make through with what they have on their second quarterback so far.
Hand off up the middle to Swen. Breaks a tackle. Picks up 5.
Hey, 11 JJ and Vinny. 11 JJ and Vinny. Hey, wristband 93. Wristband 9-3 at the Z Cards X Dagger. Here we go.
All right, so JJ and Vinny.
They'll mark it down at the 46. It'll be 3rd and 6. Memphis 4 of 8 today on 3rd downs. Williams tucks it, tries to run it, and shut down for a loss. St. Amour and Clark there, taken down. Troy Williams, 4th down, and Memphis will be forced to punt.
It's about retrace. You get up the field, quarterback takes off, get off the block, and retrace. It almost was in sequence, right? You look like the underwater dancing a little bit. That's how these guys were on the defensive front. They read, get off the block, and in sequence, able to bring down Williams.
Desperation mode here. Watch for a fake. And a timeout for Arlington. I think they snuffed out. That could have been a fake.
Timeout. Arlington.
As Lee Morris crept up there, the wide receiver, and looked like he might have taken the snap. Here's this week's Week 8 United Football League schedule. That's coming up next week, Saturday. The Showboats and Panthers are on Fox at 4 Eastern. Then the Roughnecks square off against the Stallions on ESPN2. Then Sunday, it's the Defenders, Battlehawks at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on ABC, followed by the Renegades and Brahmas on Fox. The punt here by Matt White. Manigo to receive at his 9. Going the wrong direction. And he is taken down near the 5-yard line. He'll be marked down at the 6. Luis Perez has been not only a great quarterback for this team, but a coach on the field. Let's listen into his All Access.
Hey, ball security, we got points, ball security. Hey, 2nd and 7, we gotta be ready to clock it if he's in bounds. Actually, no, we don't. We gotta hurry up to the line though. Hey, listen up. Hey, we need ball security by everybody right now, okay? They're gonna punch the ball out, they're gonna try to create turnovers. That's the only way we're gonna stay in the game. High and tight, let's go.
Arlington will begin their next drive at the 7. They've scored on 5 of 6 drives today, 4 touchdowns, 1 field goal, 1 punt. They hand it off, an inside run to Devion Smith, breaking tackles again as he gets across the 10-yard line. Gets to the 13.
Dodge 5,
a
dodge
6-yard
5.
gain.
Dodge 5. 5. Ball security. Here we go. Terrible, sit up.
2nd and 4, Perez to the air to Canella. Canella with the stab and running down the sideline, picks up the first down. Sal Canella, that guy you've been talking about all day, Kirk Morrison, talking about he can get an NFL shot. He is showing his skill set today.
Yeah, that's his 6th catch of the day, and that's just an easy pitch and catch. Perez with the fake RPO, gets it out to Canella, turns a 5-yard route into a 13, 14-yard gain.
Terrible, sit up.
Again to the air to Canella. Canella making guys miss, staying on his feet. Can't be brought down as he crosses the 40-yard line to the 44. A 17-yard gain for Canella. This man is putting on a show.
But he's catching it at 5 yards. It's a 5-yard stop. Get up the field, stop. Show hands, ball, and then turns that into a 12-yard plus gain. So 17 yards on a 5-yard route.
Right, it was actually 3, so 14 yards after the catch for Canella. The Auburn product.
Here we go,
getting a break,
we gotta go.
well deserved there.
Here we go, yep. Terrible, sit up.
Perez over 200 yards at the moment. Play action for Perez, to the air again to Vaughns. Vaughns on the run on the crosser. Taken down inside the 35-yard line. Deep into Showboat territory, a 22-yard gain.
6'2", 184 pounds. Tyler Bonds runs that in-cut route better than a lot of receivers I've seen in the National Football League, because he has a catch radius that is not just at the numbers, at the belt. He can go up and go get it. He's able to catch it in stride and continue to keep going.
Jaray Elder, you see him kind of bending over there, got dinged up.
Hey,
the safety for Memphis. He's one of the most important players on defense as well. We talked about Jordan Ferguson, but the coaches certainly highlighted Elder's importance as well.
Yeah, he's one of those top tacklers, the guy who's been all over the field. He plays the free safety, also the strong safety. He's made a couple of big plays today.
And speaking of big plays, if you played the over, you need a touchdown, and you're going to cash that ticket. So Elder walks off on his own power, being checked out on the sideline. 1st and 10 from the 34. Perez flings one to the end zone. Touchdown! Javonte Payton, a 34-yard strike. His 2nd touchdown of the game, Perez. He's showing you why he's the best passer in this league.
Just watch him in the pocket. He feels that rush to the right, and he's able to step up and just put that ball right where it needs to be. You know, sometimes we always say you need an athletic quarterback, but being athletic doesn't mean you're running out of the pocket or extending plays. Sometimes it's just pocket awareness.
Okay, let me
Luis
call.
Perez
Come
has a
here.
great feel in the pocket, and he's
Pistol,
able to feel
dark right,
that,
shift to 6,
step up
60
just a
right.
bit,
51
layer it
bounce.
for a touchdown.
And if you bet the over, you're feeling some cash in your wallet.
Yep.
Feeling a little good right now.
As it's now at 46 and counting.
Here you go.
A 2-point conversion attempt.
Move!
From the 5, again in the UFL. From the 2-yard
Here we
line
go,
for
here we
1
go.
point. From the 5 for 2, and from the 10 for 3.
Terrible, sit up.
No extra points. Perez with time. It is caught. Seth Green, the tight end, converts the 2-pointer there, and a 30-point lead for Arlington.
Well, let's see if he got both feet down. I saw 1 foot. I saw the right foot come down. Does he get the other foot down in bounds? Does the knee also count as 2? I don't know if he got both feet in bounds. It was a terrific throw to Seth Green. This is going to be close.
Get these teams out.
Okay, does he get the shin down? He's got to get above the ankle.
Get these teams out.
He's going to get the shin down before the knee hits. Ruled
Hold on,
the
guys,
field
still waiting
it was
confirmation.
good, and the shin does hit down before the knee hits out of bounds. So since he got down above the ankle, yep, that is going to be confirmed as a successful extra point. The shin got down before the knee hit, and so therefore it's good.
Thank you. After review, ruling on the field is confirmed. We're good. Score's good.
Mike Pereira at the U.S. Army Command Center. And Jeff Heiser, our official. Let's take one more look at it. That 2-point conversion by Seth Green.
Yeah, great explanation by Mike Pereira there is that the shin touched in bounds before the other foot came down. So to me, that is the shin equals 2 feet, and that's a successful conversion. Nice throw there again by Luis Perez.
Kick off to Swen. Swen making a man miss, heading down the sideline and dragged out near midfield. Good field position to start this next drive for Memphis. Perez, by the way, you were talking about him a second ago. 6 of 6, 112 yards and a touchdown in this 3rd quarter.
It's just the feel he has in the pocket. There's a little side arm.
He's feeling it today.
Oh, he's in his zone.
Yeah.
He is in his zone.
Now, I don't want to compare him as a talent with this guy that I'm about to mention, but he's got such great touch. Chad Pennington was a guy in my lifetime watching football. Didn't have the biggest arm.
Jets, Dolphins.
Yeah, but just knew how to put it on the money, and Perez has similar attributes in that regard. High snap again, and Darius Victor trying to break some tackles to no avail. Donald Payne brings him down at midfield.
Hey, here we go, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11. Hey, gun bunch right, 39 Ohio special. Hey, gun bunch right, 39 Ohio special. Here we go. Should be covered.
Should be covered 2. Let's see.
2nd and 10 for Troy Williams and company.
Got those 2 high safeties.
Another handoff to Victor on the left side. Finds a crease, staying on his feet and taken down after a big shot at the 35-yard line. Great block by Jerron Jones. A 15-yard gain. Now, Memphis' offensive line looked good there, but they certainly have had their struggles.
Yeah, 10 pressures allowed, couple quarterback sacks, TFLs. This has been their Achilles heel all season long. And remember, this was a team that was really kind of put together. This was not a returning coach. You know, coach comes over, and this has been something they've been working on all season long, is trying to get this offensive line up to speed.
Swen turns the corner, picks up 8 on that one. Donald Payne with the tackle. The issues with Memphis, when we talked to John DeFilippo, he talked about they don't protect the passer well, they don't pressure the passer well, they don't tackle well, and we've seen that kind of unfold today. 2nd and 2. Swen in the backfield still. Takes the handoff, up the gut. weaving through traffic, staying on his feet, picks up the first down as he gets to the 15-yard line. Let's check in with Eric McLean.
Well, we're talking about offensive linemen. I mean, come on, what took you so long to get down here?
Get him right, Emac.
I'm tired of hearing from you guys. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. You know, you got a bunch of oversetting guys. That's been the biggest thing. And Kirk, I know that's music to your ears. If you see a big nasty go too far outside, you're going right underneath them. And it's odd characteristics, too, because you'll have a guy on your outside, a 9 technique, and then a linebacker outside. What do you think he's going to do? He's going to go in. So it's been some weird miscommunications there, missed assignments that it just doesn't put your quarterback in a good spot.
Williams gets a block and into the end zone as he dives. Touchdown. Troy Williams. A 15-yard score. And Memphis is back in it. But a man on the field is down on the ground. Is it Williams? It looks to be.
Yeah, he stretched that football out. Was in a vulnerable spot. Got hit. Ball came loose at the end, but it had already crossed the goal line.
Let's take a look at the hit. Right there.
As that shoulder.
Joe
right
Powell.
Ribs. Yeah, Joe Powell got him right there. Underneath the shoulder pad, right there near the flap jacket.
You see the trainers tending to him. Jonathan Adams is wide receiver, helping him up. Good sign. Maybe just the wind knocked out of him, hopefully, and he stays in this game. Case Cookus, though, will come in for the 2-point conversion. Cookus was the starter until today. Williams getting the start. Williams had played in 4 of 6 games coming into this one. And he played extensively when Cookus was hurt earlier this season.
Got a lot of faith in Cookus. He's a team captain.
From Northern Arizona. 2-point conversion attempt from the 5. High snap again. Cookus brings it down over the middle. And complete to Lee Morse. The 2-point conversion is good. 39-17. A 22-point game as we are nearing the end of the 3rd quarter.
Nice job by Cookus, staying in, getting it right over the top of his offensive line, and putting it to an area. Sometimes you got to throw guys open. You throw your guy open, and you find a way to get it done. That's a nice job. Cookus coming in off the bench cold and converting for a 2-point conversion there.
Yeah, that can't be easy.
Yeah, in football, you don't get the chance to go down to the bullpen and go get a couple tosses and throws in there. You got to be ready to go, grab the helmet and go.
So Memphis still within striking distance.
Yeah.
And if you're Arlington, you've had so many crazy 4th quarters. You aren't feeling good about this one just yet. So don't go anywhere, because we have seen some wild endings in the UFL. And we've seen 3 of them this season with Arlington on the short end of the stick.
I'm seeing Eric McLean down there on the sideline with the hat on. I'm loving the hat, by the way, Eric McLean. I'm loving it. I'm digging it.
Sun's peeking out behind those clouds. You got that bald head. You got to take care of it. You know, Kirk.
I know. Hey, man, follically challenge is what I call it.
Manigo again can't haul it in. Able to pick it up. That's the 2nd time he's muffed one today. A punt earlier, but Manigo able to cross the 30-yard line. Let's go down to Eric McLean with John DeFilippo.
Coach, we all know you're never out of a game in the UFL. You've got time, a whole quarter here. What's the mentality going into the 4th?
There's one drive at a time. First thing we have to do is make a stop. I mean, we forced them to punt, I think, 1 time all day. So it's an important drive right here to make them make a stop. So, you know, a turnover would be nice as well.
Any update on your quarterback there?
They're taking him in for an X-ray.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Thank you, Eric. EMAC with John DeFilippo.
He ditched the hat, though, Eric. Come on,
well,
Mac.
for the camera, man.
I get you.
We want to see that dome.
Come on, man.
There's Troy Williams there. Unfortunately, he's got to go in for an X-ray, but thought he's had his best drive, his best opportunity to get there for a touchdown.
Perez and company back on the field.
Yeah, we're good here, right? 41.
Leading by 22, the live bet at halftime. was a 15.5-point spread in favor of Arlington.
Terrible, sit up.
At the 30, Perez, the draw play to Smith. Smith right up the middle. Picks up 8 yards. And if you're Arlington here, the way Smith has been churning out the yards, he's got 86 at the moment. You're going to want to run this ball with all the success that they've had. Devion Smith, Luis Perez in control of this one thus far here at home. On ABC, Luka Doncic and company looking to take a lead here as that series is also knotted up at 1. Luka warming up at the American Airlines Center, 18 miles away from where we're at right now. Doncic dealing with a leg injury, but playing through it. One of the best players in the sport, an offensive prodigy, Luka Doncic. And speaking of best players in the sport, Luis Perez and his group with the offense at the moment. Devion Smith plows his way forward for a modest gain on 2nd down. And that's another 1st down for the Arlington Renegades.
And Luis Perez just calling his own numbers now. He's calling these plays at the line of scrimmage. He's not even listening in the headset anymore.
Quick toss to the boundary to Canella, who's upended immediately from Kyrie Woods.
Dallas.
Canella slow to get up.
I don't think he was expecting Kyrie Woods to come off of that block the way that he did. Kind of surprised Canella there on that tackle.
Canella today, 8 catches for 67 yards and a touchdown. And walking off on his own power, limping a bit. 2nd and 10 for the Renegades. Let's take a look at how that unfolded.
And Kyrie Woods, he defeats the block, goes outside, and he gets the head across on the tackle. Surprised Canella couldn't really brace for it.
Perez, 23 of 27, 266 yards and 2 touchdowns.
There you go.
Canella, a big part of that.
Terrible, sit up.
Perez with time. Fires to Tyler Vaughns. Vaughns trying to make a couple of guys miss. Shaking and baking back there. But picks up 4. Jordan Ferguson brings down Vaughns.
You start to get into a 4th quarter and you see the score, but you know, we've talked about this a lot, me, you, Ian, Eric, that the eye in the sky doesn't lie. There's a lot of NFL evaluators also watching this tape in the 4th quarter. Because with 4 weeks left in the UFL season, there's a lot of guys who are looking to continue playing football in the National Football League. With a lot of rookie camps around the league and training camps upcoming.
Yeah, we're good.
Guys are still playing hard, playing physical.
3rd and 7. They'll give him a 3-yard gain on that last play. Perez to the outside to Vaughns, and he might be just shy of the 1st down. Yeah, by a couple of yards. Had to come back for that one. So it'll be 4th and 2, and Perez is yelling, let's go, let's go.
Yeah, great eye, George. He pushed up and did not gain possession of the ball.
Perez will not get his wish.
Yeah, he wanted it. That's just a miss opportunity there. Vaughns pushed up, but didn't corral the ball before he was able to get that 1st down.
Now, is that just not running the proper route and distance and depth on the route, or is that a Perez problem there?
No, that's just a depth situation. It was going to be tight, but also good defense.
Second Arlington punt today, and Marquette King boots one, and that'll go in the end zone. We'll go to break. Arlington with a 22-point lead here at home. Every year, this season's NFL schedule release show is happening Wednesday night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN2. Our crew will take you through each team's schedule and break down the biggest matchups in an annual 2-hour special, and we'll reveal the Monday Night Football schedule as well. NFL Network will have a schedule release show in addition. Speaking of guys in the NFL, we had our own picks of guys in this league in the UFL who we think can make it to the next level. You see the picks there. I'll go with my guy first, Adrian Martinez of the Birmingham Stallions, who was splitting time earlier with Matt Corral, formerly of Ole Miss. Martinez, who played at Nebraska and TCU, balling out ever since for the Stallions team. Troy Williams, speaking of quarterbacks, is back from the locker room area after getting hit in the ribs, it looked like. Cookus is under center at the moment, fires one over the middle and almost intercepted by Azene Harris. Kirk, you had Sal Cannella, as we've illustrated here today, numerous times, and you picked him before his big game today.
Yeah, look, he's had 8 targets for 8 catches today, 67 yards and a touchdown. Just looking at the NFL game, he is that move type of tight end. Travis Kelce, we see Brock Bowers drafted in the first round by the Raiders as well. He could be that type of player, especially when you have extended, rosters and practice squad guys. I think he's got an opportunity.
D. Anderson with a first down catch there to the 40-yard line. 15-yard gain. Emac, who did you get?
Yeah, I was with Ricky Persons. Yeah, guys, I was with Ricky Persons Jr. there, formerly of NC State, all-purpose back. He can do it all. Top 5 in the league right now in rushing, right under 200 yards. First in the league with 6 rushing touchdowns. Oh, by the way, he can catch it as well. So, Kirk, you know better than anybody, man. More that you can do, the more we like at that next level.
I should have known you would go with an ACC guy, though, right?
ACC.
Come on, you got to represent there.
Eric McLean, I knew it had to be an ACC guy.
Wolfpack's howling all night, baby.
And Fitzy, you at Kirkland, right, from the Brahmas?
Where am I from?
Oh, yeah.
The boot, Louisiana, right? I'm going to go an LSU guy, Jontre Kirkland, who was with the Saints last year. And I talked to their special teams coordinator, Darren Rizzi, earlier in the year after the Saints put him on the street. And he said, look, I'd love to have him back. Great person. He belongs in this league. There's zero doubt in my mind Kirkland will be back in the National Football League. And remember, he was part of that 2019 LSU National Championship team with Joe Burrow quarterback. And he was buried on the wide receiver depth chart behind, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase and company, right?
Terrace
he played
Marshall.
DB. He actually, right. I mean, come on, Kirk, keep going. I mean, you can't make it up.
I mean, Thaddeus Moss.
He played quarterback in a bowl game. So, to me, Jontre Kirkland does a lot for a 53.
3rd and 4 here, and flags fly as it looks like Arlington might have been in the neutral zone.
I mean, to Fitzsimmons' point, remember Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Golly.
Oh, yeah.
Fraction.
It's easy to get buried on a depth chart.
Number 42, 5-yard penalty. Results of penalty will get you a first down.
Vic Beasley, speaking of the ACC for Eric McLean. Clemson great, former number 8 overall pick in 2015.
Why would we stop the play there? Why would we stop the play? Okay.
Neutral zone infraction is why you stop the play. Cookus to the air. And it's picked off as it bounces off his receiver to Joe Powell. Powell on the run, making guys miss down the sideline, trying to tiptoe it and goes out of bounds. Inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Jonathan Adams, the intended target, bounced off his body and right into Powell's hands. And Arlington knocking on the door and trying to put the nail in the coffin to Memphis.
It's just a fastball. If you don't corral that ball, it pops in the air. Great break by Joe Powell. Ball just finds itself right into the arms of Powell. He's just going in to make a routine tackle, but because the ball was not caught with the hands, it pops in the air and Powell takes off the other way.
A 50-yard return for Powell.
That's just a terrific break on the football and being around the ball. Okay. Good things happen.
Four.
2 turnovers now for Memphis. Arlington with 1. That muffed punt earlier by Manigo. Perez in the shotgun, rather.
You're saying?
Devion Smith to his right.
Terrible, sit up.
1st and goal from the 9. They hand it off to Smith. Off the right side, spins inside, spinning again, and inside the 5-yard line, down to the 4. A 5-yard gain for Devion Smith.
I think Devion wants the hat trick.
Oh, he's 4 yards away from 100 yards.
He wants the hat trick, 100 yards. He wants it all.
Give it to him. I mean, it's a nice round number right now. They're at the 4. And Smith is in there to the right of Perez.
Here we go, gotta go! Turn, sit up.
Quick toss to Canella. Easy touchdown as he walks in. The drag route by Canella gets 6 more for Arlington. And if you took them minus the 15.5 at halftime, you're sitting pretty at the moment. Second touchdown for Canella.
They call them picks to click. That was my pick to click. Sal Canella just showing you why he's one of the best tight ends in the UFL. He's a weapon. They utilize him. Another score for him. That's his second touchdown of the day.
Again, that 15.5-point spread was the live bet at halftime, and it's sitting pretty at the moment. Luis Perez, 26 of 30, 278 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2, as we mentioned, to Canella, and now a 2-point conversion from the 5-yard line. Again, in the UFL, no extra points, so a 1-point conversion from the 2, 2 from the 5, 3 from the 10.
Come on, Raven. Here we go. Turbo, sit up.
Canella to the air, floats one to Burnett. Easy conversion, a blown coverage there, and Arlington is running away with this now. A 30-point lead, and Perez and company are feeling it, Kirk.
You call it a blown coverage. It's just incidental offensive pass interference that creates the score.
Hey, you got, hey.
Here at home, and the Showboats head coach John DeFilippo was not happy about that last play.
No one more than me. No, let me finish first. Let me finish. I've been polite all day and listened to both y'all. You listen to me for a minute. I know what the score is, okay? I got it. But it doesn't mean you have to stop officiating the game.
So, Kirk, you thought that was a pick play on that scoring play. We bring in Mike Pereira from the U.S. Army Command Center. Mike, why wasn't it a pick play like Kirk thought?
It's so similar to the first one, except for you're going to get the defender who rides him into the contact. The first time, actually, Peyton just leads and without any contact, picks the defender. But here, when he's actually engaged and influenced by the corner and is blocked into that contact, then that makes it a legal play and not a foul. Completely different than the first one.
Okay, Mike Pereira, I will agree with you on that one in particular, because I didn't see that the defender actually rode him into it. But it's those close quarter plays where you got to have spacing too by the defenders to get over the top of that. But we see it so many times. If a guy is wide open like that, it's either an OPI or miscommunication. That last one, the defender riding him in actually ran him into his own teammate.
Yeah. And Mike, I'll tell you this. When you made your explanation, Kirk kind of strutted around his area of the booth and hemmed and hawed for a second and eventually said, all right, Mike, you're right. I was wrong.
Oh, man.
You know, you're trying to take up for the defensive guys. I get it.
I do. It's a difficult because I understand the tight quarters. You get inside that 10-yard line.
Yeah.
The only way that you can create space is to put in roadblocks. And that roadblock created the space needed for that conversion.
Case Cook is to the air to Papali. Papali gets 7 yards on that play. Story Jackson brings him down.
I think that's just what Coach DeFilippo was explaining. Hey, regardless of the score, let's make sure that I'm giving my guys a fair opportunity to make plays on that one. So you can be able to coach that up.
Cook is again to the air. Pump fake. Looks left. That one skips off the ground. That'll be incomplete. Intended for Jonathan Adams. Third down upcoming. It has been a rough season for both these teams, but Arlington at the moment, they're 7 of 9 in regards to scoring on their last 9 drives. 7 of 9, 6 TDs, 1 field goal. They do have 2 punts. Arlington's franchise record coming into today was a 15-point win. They're well over that at the moment, as a 30-point lead has been bestowed upon us at the moment. Slant there to Adams. Adams loses it for a second, gets it back, and dragging defenders past the 35-yard line. Heady play there to keep his eye on the ball.
6'3", 220, Jonathan Adams. As they go tempo here, makes just a nice play. Wish he could catch it on the first time. Maybe had an opportunity to score.
23-yard gain.
But not surprised at the way this offense is operating. You talked about Cookus was a starter to begin the season. So they are very familiar with what Cookus can do.
Cookus with time, over the middle, right through the hands of Davis.
Hey, let's go gun. Bunch left, 38 Ohio special. Gun bunch left, 38 Ohio special. Hey, the clock's running now. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Second and 10 for Cookus and company. They hand it off to Swen. Breaks a couple of tackles and dives forward for a nice chunk of change there. Mike Pereira, I have a question for you. Let's just say Memphis scores here. Can they go for 4th and 12 multiple times here in the fourth quarter?
As long as it's the fourth quarter and they're tied or behind, they can go for it as many times as they want.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. Because if they score here, they're going to need to do that potentially multiple times.
All right, here we go.
Which is, again, we've seen that play
let's go
converted
bonus
3 times,
let's go
including 1 time we were here.
Z McCaffrey, halfback rail. Bonus left, bonus left. Okay, bonus left, 52 Z McCaffrey, halfback rail.
Okay. And thanks as always to Mike Pereira, the U.S. Army Command Center, for answering our questions.
So they talk about a halfback rail. Watch that guy, the receiver in the backfield.
Habibi Likio is that receiver. Cookus on the move, taken down. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Arlington, and lateral to another Arlington player. He fumbles out of bounds. But Arlington, with a big recovery, Donald Payne somehow gets the ball lateral to him after he made the hit. Harris got the ball, and then all of a sudden just gave it to Payne, who raced down the sidelines and out of bounds inside the 25.
Come get him! Yeah, Donald! Go! Go! Watch it, Donald!
Now, if you're John DeFilippo, wouldn't you super challenge just for the sake of it at this point, just to see if he was on the ground first?
Yeah, I would think that may be something that you talk about, but man, it's a conversation to be had, but man, I'm just thinking about Donald Payne, our conversation that we've had with him, just the excitement that he plays with.
Wow, what a play there by Harris.
Yeah, Harris.
It's a lateral as he's falling forward, somersaulting almost.
And Donald Payne never quitting on the play. He kind of celebrated a little bit, but
and then we
start running. Oh, wait.
Well, it's beyond where he lets it go. So it's an illegal forward pass at the 38-yard line. So we're going to have to go back from the 38 to the 33 for the illegal forward pass, and it'll be first down there.
I have it. I'm ready to go. Do you have a number on the illegal forward pass?
The number is 5, number 5.
Thank you.
Back here, Willie.
After further review, there was a fumble recovered by the defense. However, on the pitch was an illegal forward pass. That's a 5-yard penalty. It'll be assessed from the 38-yard line. First down, Arlington.
So Azene Harris, who recovered the fumble, lateraled it. Ooh, I don't know. That's a tough angle for us to see it from. But Mike Pereira, the U.S. Army Command Center, believes it was has ruled that is a forward pass, and Arlington will retain the ball, but 5-yard penalty from the spot of the lateral.
I would love to say, how do you make that one, Mike? How do you assess that play and come to the determination that it was a forward pass?
Here we go. Here's the draw play right there.
Good.
Yeah, and Kirk, here's the situation. I got to find the right shot. And to me, the right shot was the line feed, so the live shot. And what he does is he laterals the ball to his left, and you see where it leaves his hand, which is the 38. And then centrifugal force, whatever you want to call it, even though it looks like it's going backwards, when it leaves his hand, it's still moving forward. So when 78 first touches it, it's a full yard in advance of where he let it go. It's just finding that right angle, and luckily we got it.
You going old school on us there, huh?
Centrifugal force.
Centrifugal force. I like it, Mike Pereira.
Yeah, Mike Pereira.
I couldn't think of any other word.
Command center. I mean, well, physics. The law of physics. Yes. There you go.
I understand that. No, it's just because I think to the common eye, when you're watching it on television, it looked like a lateral. It looked like just a lateral, like it was a guy who's right next to him. He laterals it and keeps it moving. But to your point, he laterals it, but by the time he catches it, it's in front.
Yeah. This is why Mike Pereira gets paid the big bucks to officiate this stuff, and you and I are just sitting here.
I'm gonna use my my Sean McVay quote here, which is the illusion of complexity. Mike makes the chaos less complex, makes it sound easy.
What a pass there by Perez, who was once an understudy of the Sean McVay quarterback crew, to Caleb Van Der Esch for a first down. And it's funny you use that line, because Perez told us that this week, right, when we asked about just all the eye candy they have on offense, and he said that, the allusion to the complexity of the defense, that he learned that from Sean McVay.
There's so many things that go on in a football game, but how do you make it easier? How do you make it look like it's more, but yet it's actually less?
Let's check in with Eric McLean.
Guys, I'm standing right here on the sideline where that ball was just thrown. I mean, you're talking about an 8-inch window that he just fit that ball into. I mean, it's been automatic for him all game long. I mean, the way that he's seeing the game, trusting these wide receivers, heck, calling plays, it's been fantastic to watch as a fan.
Well, he's got a couple of opportunities. I think whenever he's done playing, he's going to be a coach.
Oh, no doubt.
Whether it's in the National Football League, whether it's in the college ranks, UFL, he's got a quarterback job waiting for him whenever he wants it. Now, will an NFL team bring him in as well? Because I'll tell you this, if I need to get through a game, whether it's a start, whether it's a finish, I trust Luis Perez is going to make the right play, right? He's not going to put us in a bad situation. And that's what a lot of NFL coaches would tell you. It's about trust.
Extracurricular activity on the field, penalties here, and flags all over the field.
Don't throw anything, don't throw anything, we just got the 5. Only 5, we break it up, we're good. We're breaking it up, we good. Start offense, 56.
There.
Before the snap, false start. Offense, number 56. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Cameron Hunt, who I believe was out there with us yesterday when we were at the Stockyards in Fort Worth. He was out there with you, Emac, and Wade as the offensive linemen were being weighed to see if the 5 guys, including you, Kirk, they threw you in there even though you were a linebacker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, though, I'm still scared about that. You guys are bringing up stuff that I'd already moved past.
You had nightmares last night.
Yes.
So they wanted to see if the 5 players weighed more than the bull, and let's just say the bull won. Lindsey Scott loses the ball there. And who's got it? It is going to be Memphis ball on the turnover. Lindsey Scott with the fumble, and Jordan Ferguson picks it up. So, as I mentioned earlier, we were at the Stockyards yesterday, and, you know, we had Fitzy earlier talking to Brady Olison, a world champion from the PBR, Professional Bull Riding League, and we were there.
Yeah.
And there's us walking in.
I was ready to roll.
And there you guys are about to get weighed against that bull. What was the name of the bull again?
Smokehouse.
Smokehouse. There's Smokehouse right there.
Come on, Fitz.
And Emac got so scared when Smokehouse moved.
Hey, look at me. Just watch me the entire time.
You are terrified.
I'm like, please do not lock this gate. I need an exit out of here if anything happens.
Hey, Kirk, I touched the bull before we knew we were allowed to. That thing moved its head. I about jumped out of my skin.
Now, the bull, you guys weighed a combined 1,370 pounds approximately, the 5 of you. The bull was over 1,700 pounds.
Yes.
1781. Don't short the 2022 world champ.
There you go. It was a fun time had by all at the Stockyards. Pass complete to Dayward Davis for a first down.
Oh yeah, it was a denim party yesterday.
Oh, no doubt.
Oh man,
sponsored by Wrangler.
It was a lot of denim yesterday.
Yeah.
Emac said, hey, Smokehouse and I are friends, and then Smokehouse turned his head, and I've never heard a grown man that big hit an octave that high.
Yeah.
Ever.
Hey, Emac, I ain't mad at you though, man.
Come on.
I didn't even want to pet him after that, to be honest with you. And I was forced into it by our guy Corey, our cameraman. He's like, come on, George. Come on, just for the camera.
Hey, Fitz, I'm much more comfortable with the cow on my plate in front of me.
Oh, listen, we've now been to dinner several times. We know that, big man. Don't worry about that. Cookus to the air to Papali. Spun around near the sticks. It'll be a first down for Papali. They're going quick.
Still playing hard. Still playing
Yeah,
physical.
and you got to. And again, because the eye in the sky don't lie, and people are trying to play for jobs, whether it's here or elsewhere. That's the beauty of this league. Cookus to the outside. To Adams. A pickup of 6 there. 2-minute warning. Arlington about to lock in their first victory of the season. Let's take a look at today's game flow. Brought to you by Progressive. Sal Cannella, big day today.
Wow, he's a huge day. 9 catches, 72 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's been the guy for this offense all day long. He's been doing this all season long. And that's why I think he's one of the guys that we'll see possibly on Sundays coming up this fall.
And let's go to our guy Ian Fitzsimmons with a special Mother's Day guest.
I'm here with Sal's mom, Michelle Cannella. And Michelle, one happy Mother's Day. What's it like watching your son play professional football?
Oh, it's just amazing. So very proud of all his hard work and dedication, and he's come so far. Now he's got to get to the big leagues.
So when he scores a touchdown, what's that like?
Oh, just joyful. That's what he wants to do every time he plays.
Now, when he gets hit, like he got rocked earlier, as a mom, what goes through your mind?
Don't let him be hurt. Pray that every day, before every game, during every game.
Have you ever wanted to go out there and go, don't hit my boy?
No, but I want him to get up and be okay.
Is there a favorite memory of your son when you really knew he was going to be a great football player when he was growing up?
He just loves sports, all his growing up. Dedicated to everything he put his mind to, and he hasn't given up trying. He got where he is today on his own merit. So
fantastic. Hey, by the way, he's the one that sent us up here. So if you were uncomfortable, blame your son. He found you up here. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Fitzy. And there's Michelle Cannella. And listen, it can't be easy for mom watching your son out there doing anything, okay? So.
No, man, shout out to all the moms, man. Happy Mother's Day weekend.
No doubt.
I think about my mom when I was playing Pop Warner in high school, and my mom was like the loudest one. There you go, baby, go get him.
I love it.
You know, a lot of moms watching out there today.
Shout out to all the moms, absolutely. Happy Mother's Day. Make sure, if there's a mom in your life,
absolutely,
take care of her. Your mom, your grandma, your auntie, sister, cousin, whoever it is. Cookus on 3rd and 6. Finds Papali for the touchdown. An 8-yard score.
Nice by Papali. He's on the outside and just runs an indigo route. Finds the open space and a delivery from Cookus that gets him into the end zone. Now we get our first 3-pointer. George, I haven't seen a 3-pointer yet.
Memphis actually has converted one.
Yeah, here we go. We get a 3-pointer from the 10-yard line. 3-point opportunity.
Habibi Likio in the backfield next to Cookus from the 10-yard line for 3 points. Blitz coming. Cookus throws incomplete, intended for Davis. So no 3-point conversion there.
4th and 12. Hey, 4th and 12.
4th and 12. You hear it right there. 4th and 12.
They're going to go for it. We saw one converted here.
We sure did.
By the DC defenders. but there was a lot more time on the clock.
We have double dig. We have
Here are the conversions on 4th and 12 this year. Again, we were here for week 3 against Arlington.
So we've seen it hurt Arlington. We've seen one hurt Memphis. So they've been on the opposite end of these. So it'll be interesting to see what Coach DiFilippo calls here to try to retain possession. 4th and 12.
11 Wolf, JJ, 74 stops, ZD cross, X circus pump. Remember, you have your dagger coming in from the backside, okay?
So think about guys, right? Vinny Papali has been their go-to player. David Davis as well, number 2. So they got options on who to go here.
4th and 12 play here. Again, instead of an onside kick, if you're trailing or tied in the 4th quarter, you can opt for this. If they convert here, they keep the ball. If they do not convert past the 12-yard marker, then Arlington will take over. A flag on the play, free play. No, they'll stop it as a neutral zone infraction. Vic Beasley.
Wow, this is
He'll be the culprit, Vic Beasley.
Neutral zone infraction, defense, number 42, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
See, this is every week we get a rules video, a recap of what happened. And Mike Pereira, I saw it this week on our rules review. I don't think that this was a situation where you shut the play down, Mike. I think this could have been a free play for Memphis, but yet the play was shut down. He was not unabated to the quarterback.
No, I know, but he jumped into the neutral zone, which created a false start. If the offense is going to move, the lineman's going to jump, then you have to shut it down. That would be the only reason. Had he not actually jumped the tackle, then you wouldn't have shut that down.
So 4th and 7 now. Cookus hit from behind. The ball is stripped by Vic Beasley, so he makes up for the infraction, and that'll do it. Arlington can kneel this one, and Bob Stoops will get his 200th win. They will end their losing streak. It's an 8-game regular season losing streak dating back to last season.
So coach says he forgives them for the play previous with the penalty, but Vic Beasley, the former 1st-round draft choice of the Atlanta Falcons, coming around that edge, sealing the game, or ending the game, I should say, for Arlington.
Lindsey Scott in there. They hand off to Darrington. Memphis has all 3 timeouts. And it looks like they will elect not to use them. Arlington, again, as I mentioned, will end their losing streak. 8 games dating back to last season. Their last win, April 8th, 2023 at Orlando in the XFL. They were 0-6 to start this season. Memphis will now drop 6 straight games after winning the season opener. And Arlington's 24th game in franchise history today. Their largest margin of victory ever and the most points scored in the UFL this season, 47 points. They beat the over-under by themselves as Lindsey Scott kneels it.
Congrats to Bob Stoops.
Good job, buddy. All right, John.
All right, that'll do it for us.
Yeah,
the Arlington Renegades
Thanks.
win 47-23 for our production crew in Bristol. For Kirk Morrison, Eric McLean, Ian Fitzsimmons, I'm George Sedano, saying so long from Arlington as the Renegades get their first victory. Bob Stoops gets victory number 200. Congratulations to them. UFC Fight Night is next.